Hey y'all, thank you for joining me for this full moon in Libra reading. As you can see, I am outside. Y'all, I couldn't take it no more. It has not been as warm as I would like it to be. And so some days I step outside and I'm like, it's still too cool. But today, I was like, cool or not, the sun is shining, I'm out here. So here we are. Just left the gym, took me a good old bath, and really been tapping in with the Orisha today, specifically Yemaya and Oshun. And so I feel their energy coming through in whatever is going to come forward in this full moon in Libra reading. So the full moon in Libra is um, April 7th. I got my 7 African powers incense going. Let me put it closer to me so that the bugs can go the other way. But yeah, the full moon in Libra is on April 7th. And as many of you may know, full moons are conducive to releasing. And Libra's energy is that of achieving balance. Libra characteristics are about harmony, cooperation, being fair, symbolized by the scales of justice, so justice being served. And a lot of us will be intuitively led to balance the scales in our lives. Where are things out of balance? Where are we not cooperating? Therefore, creating dysfunction, chaos, and disharmony in our lives. Justice also speaks to truth. Where are we being dishonest with ourselves, with the people around us? What confessions do we need to make? So that's a lot of throat chakra energy, which has been coming up a lot. And where can we come into balance? Also, how can we integrate and balance our masculine and feminine energy? That's very much a Libra energy. Where can we stop overdoing it in certain areas of our lives and practice more moderation? So this full moon in Libra energy, no doubt, will be interesting. We're still in Aries season. So there's that energy too, that fiery leader initiating energy of Aries. And yeah, I've got a few decks out here that I'm going to pull from: the Moonology, the goddesses and sirens, and also considering that full moons are great for releasing the power of surrender cards, because we're going to see what as a collective we're needing to surrender, and use this full moon in Libra energy to help us surrender, or what this full moon in Libra energy is going to call us to surrender. So we're going to tap into that as well. But all I need y'all to do, because I'm going to do my part, like the video, share the video should something be said that you feel may resonate with your people. Help me help you help them. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I do have a Patreon that I've started, and on that Patreon so far are some zodiac extended readings. It is going to grow and expand as time goes on, and I'd love to have you guys over there as patrons so we can start to dive a little deeper. I want to get over there and really chop it up about some things that I'm not comfortable with chopping it up about over here on the worldwide YouTube. So yeah, if you feel led, become a patron. It's only $5 a month so far. And yeah, I'm looking to do some exciting things over there. I want to do a book club. I want to do a few things, and so we'll definitely get into that once we get things popping. But for right now, there is content over there, exclusive content for patrons only. So we 5 minutes in. About time to go ahead and get started on the reading, and I'm just trying to decide which direction I want to go in with this. We're gonna start with the moonology for this full moon in Libra energy. So, Spirit, what message do you have for the collective at this time relative to this full moon in Libra? I call on the Orisha, the ancestors, the spirit guides, to bring forth the best message for our highest good. Did y'all see how them cards just turned over as I'm shuffling? And in my hand, and fall on the ground or nothing. This is so in alignment with the Soul Food Sundays. Lord, a new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. What I tell y'all about them scales? This balance coming in for many of you. For many of you, that balance looks like union with the divine counterpart. A new romantic cycle begins. That means somebody that you're in alignment with is coming forward. Or you are coming forward to align with that person. But whatever the case, a new romantic cycle begins. And for those of you who are single and you like, well, shit, if it is somebody coming in, I don't know who. Either there's somebody that you're not aware of digging you or coming in some way, some connection that has been taking place in the etheric realms is going to be grounded in the physical realm. Or romance can also speak to your creative endeavors, your creative gifts, making things beautiful around you and benefiting from your creations, creating things to sell or market to benefit the community. That's romantic. So it could be speaking of that as well. But what we also have here is what I tell you about that full moon release energy. Full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. Scorpio is that shit you hold. That's that energy of shit you hold deep down within in the depths of your soul and pool of emotion. Like, Scorpio energy runs so deep, and this is releasing a lot of what has been holding you back from a new romantic cycle, releasing those things that had you bound and held you back, and not speaking up, not acting, not moving forward, not showing up, not aligning with a divine counterpart. Those negative energies are being released. So I strongly advise that if you have not done so, if you have not been doing release work of some sort, to write those things down as they come to your awareness. If you're meditating or you going through something and you notice, oh shit, I've been repeating this pattern for a long time. This is the thing, my fear of intimacy, or my attachment to needing to have reached a certain level in my life financially or physically before I can settle down with someone, needing to heal this and that before I can open my heart to connecting with somebody. Those things that kept you limited instead of limitless are needing to be released, and you can start to release them by first acknowledging them and becoming aware of them, and then two, writing it down. Make you a release list, and on the night of the full moon, or 3 days before, or 3 days after, or whenever your spirit leads you, and pray about it. Pray about releasing it and no longer aligning with those energies, no longer allowing those things to my neighbor just said something about beating somebody's ass. Let me mind my business. Release it, burn it, send it into the etheric realm for the ancestors and spirit guides to help you transmute that energy from pain into power. And then we have new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. because that's that throat chakra energy that we was talking about, that's associated with bringing harmony and balance. Just saw 1001. This is a message to some twin flames. Readers, we get real irritated by mention of the twin flame journey because it's complicated. It's complicated as hell, but it does serve a purpose, and this message is definitely about alignment between two twin flames. But in order for that alignment to take place, some negativity is going to need to be released, be that habits of your own, characteristics and behaviors of your own, connections that you have that are counterproductive to the connection. Whatever that is, you need to take care of that if you are really looking to connect with your divine counterpart, or for those of you whose romantic cycle is a career move or a creative endeavor. Connecting with that creative endeavor is going to require that you release some negativity. It may be the fear of stepping out there and doing it and putting your gifts out there for the world to see and judge. And you're needing to communicate. Let people know what you got going on. Be vocal about what it is that you believe, what it is that you promote, what it is that you advocate, what it is that you are creating. There's some communication that needs to take place, and communication is key. So we literally got a bunch of throat chakra and third eye chakra energy coming through here. You definitely want to follow your intuition. At the top of the deck, y'all, I'm cold. I did get my hair wet a little bit in the tub. I have to hit y'all with the Red Riding Hood action. The top of the deck, you have you and your loved ones are safe. It is safe for you to love. It is safe for you to do what it is that you're being led to do, and do what you love, to connect with who you love. You're safe. That's been the thing that's been keeping you from doing it, because it triggered feelings within you that made you feel unsafe, like it probably wouldn't be a good move for you to make. But the message is coming through with this full moon in Libra to set the tone, set the standard, and balance those scales, and let you know, no, it's safe. This is such the damn Soul Food Sundays reader, because in that reading, once that communication takes place between the counterparts, that root chakra is healed. That feeling of safety and security is healed. If you're already in a connection, this could very well be like, especially if your connection is struggling, some sense of renewal, a new romantic cycle within the connection that already exists. You know, sometimes once you've put in the work in situations, you need to kind of spice things up. You know what I'm saying? It needs a second, what do we call it when we working out and we tired and we need a second win? You know, sometimes relationships need a second win. So this could possibly for someone be that second win in your relationship, and confirming that you and your loved ones are safe. This is not the end, but a new cycle for you guys, because at the end of the day, life is just not as linear as we have been taught that it is. Meaning, things don't occur in a straight line from past, present to future. Life is not just cyclical, but spiraling. You know what I'm saying? It's cyclical, but then as you expand, it starts to create a spiral, and a bigger circle around a bigger circle around a bigger circle, which means you expand your mind, you expand your heart, you expand your capacity to hold the light, spiritual knowledge and wisdom, and tap more into your gifts and connect with people who have prioritized and find value in doing the same. And so know that you and your loved ones are safe. And as you enter this new romantic cycle, it's going to help you to work through your fears. More Scorpio energy with this new moon in Scorpio. So if I'm not mistaken, we had the full moon in Scorpio and we had the new moon in Scorpio. And what that's telling me is, with this that scorpionic release of deep emotion, um, and releasing negativity, you're going to develop a new cycle, a new emotional cycle, a new romantic cycle that allows you to actively work through your fears. So you're not only working through your fears theoretically but practically. I don't know if I think I've said this before in a reading, but when I think of things in those terms, it reminds me when I was in cosmetology school, and we had theory and we had practicals. Theory was when we were in the class working out of the book, which I thoroughly enjoyed because I'm a lifelong student. And then we had practical where you had to do things hand on and you were in the midst of it. You were in a salon like setting and you actually had to apply the knowledge that you learned from the book. And that was my least favorite because doing hair was not my first choice. I started cosmetology school because I wanted to do makeup. And then I just so happened to be kind of good at doing hair. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I do that too. But this is like that. You know what I'm saying? You've been reading. You've been reflecting. You've been meditating. You've been writing. You've been learning. You've been watching. And now it's time to get out there. It's time to enter that new romantic cycle, pursuing your creative endeavors or pursuing this relationship, putting that effort in and actively working through your fears. Because when you're in this connection, fears and shit will come up. You're going to be triggered. You're going to be triggered. I'll never forget one relationship that I was in shortly after a breakup, months later getting into another committed relationship. I remember times of catching myself being defensive as hell. Like, a lot of shit this person would say to me when I thought about it in hindsight, it was like, oh, he probably didn't mean no harm, but I'm so guarded, vulnerable yet guarded, and not necessarily healed from what I recently experienced that I'm snappy. What you say? Who you talking to? You know what I'm saying? And so it's that type of thing, and you pray that you have someone who's patient enough to help you work through those fears as well. But you have to carry the bulk of the weight because that person more than likely has their own shit to carry. They're giving to you assistance from their overflow, but it's not their responsibility to help you through the shits, through the fears that you're needing to work through that come up, because they got their own cup to tend to and you got your own cup to tend to. And if y'all are pouring into each other reciprocally, equally, like those scales are balanced in the relationship in terms of the give and take, physically, emotionally, romantically, sexually. Like, yeah, if y'all learn how to work with each other's strengths and weaknesses and allow one another to lead in ways that you have strengths, and then be the learner in ways where you have weaknesses, that makes it even easier for you to work through those fears that delayed this connection from the start. And the only reason why I say it's delayed because all things happen in divine timing is those scales weren't balanced prior to this full moon in Libra energy. But now that they are, it's time to roll them sleeves up, put their work in, and enjoy each other. It should not even feel like work because you're just so happy to have found your person that you connect with innately, or to be doing that thing that you connect with innately. And so, to clarify, we already know we need to release negativity. So we're going to clarify what else needs to be released or surrendered with this full moon in Libra. Spirit, please clarify the message that has come through for the collective. Ooh. So on point. Surrender to passion. Yep. Y'all check out Soul Food Sundays. It was all kinds of sacred chakra energy coming up. Surrender to passion. You on fire for somebody. Let it go. Let it loose. Let it be expressed. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Quit holding back. Your ass is gonna bust. Express yourself. Let it out. Do what you feel passionate about. Do what you feel drawn to, because that is God speaking to you and through you. And you sitting up denying God because of those deep-seated scorpionic fears that need to be released. Let this passion burn straight through that shit. Surrender your fear of intimacy. I just said something about fear of commitment, because for a lot of us, our childhood experiences, our young adult experiences, hell, our adulthood experiences have contributed to us having a fear of being vulnerable and really connecting with people, being intimate, and that contributes to us. Everybody want to be a player. Everybody want 4 or 5 people on the team. You know what I'm saying? Or everybody's self-sabotaging and doing things that creates distance between them and other people, because they have these deep-seated, we have these deep-seated, this deep-seated fear of intimacy. So it says you are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any pattern that stops you from opening your heart. So we talk about working with the heart chakra here, working with the color green. So maybe you need to go on a juice fast with some green juice, or eating a lot of greens, meditating, seeing green, envisioning green light. Envision your heart healing and expanding and opening. Journaling to write out what is sitting on your heart. Speak and express what is on your heart. Give into this passion and overcome this fear of intimacy. And the only way to it is to do it. Period. You're going to have to get out there and work through those fears. And not just like, this is not a hermit mode energy. This is connecting with someone and being honest about your fears. Being honest about what you've been through that has given you pause, that has made you hesitant. That has had you in denial about a possible connection or a career or a creative endeavor. Because I don't want to minimize this message to just 2 people getting together. Just talk 2222, which is very symbolic of relationship and connectivity. But yeah, at the top of the deck we have. And then again, in these cards too, that's more purple energy. This is a divine connection, intuitively led, brought together by the divine. Probably have been together in other lifetimes, and therefore in this lifetime in some way recognizing each other's souls. That's dope. Top of the deck, surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Listen, you lack nothing. We lack nothing. We are all children of the Most High. The lavish abundance of the Most High God is ours. It is our birthright. We are heirs. I am reminding myself of that every day. And abundance does not have a dollar amount on it. Abundance is knowing that God is your supply. And as long as there is a God, you will always be supplied for. You will always be provided for. God's provision is not man's provision. Man's provision is limited. God will always make sure that you're straight. I'm a living testament of that. So you definitely don't want to allow lack mentality and scarcity to keep you from being open to and pursuing this connection, pursuing that creative endeavor. Start with what you have. Don't allow what you don't have to paralyze you. You got to get going. It's time. Period. The scales are balancing and it is time. It's like when you see gears moving in a machine. At some point, they're moving in different directions, doing their own thing. But at some point when they come together, the gears and the grooves in one gear lock in with a part of the other gear, and they get in alignment. And that is what's happening. And you need to surrender to it. Let it happen. Because for one thing, if you continue to fight it and resist it, you bring suffering onto yourself. You'll fuck around and see that person in somebody else's arms. And then you be hollering about, well, what's for me is for me, it was for you. But you weren't showing up as your authentic self. And therefore, the ship had to move on. It couldn't stay at the dock waiting on you to get you together. Because ain't nobody holding you back. Ain't nothing holding you back but you. We are not depending on anything external to validate us in these connections. Not in our, especially not in our connection with the Most High, because that's more important than your connection with another person. You're not letting how much money you make or what you're able to provide or give or where you live or your past circumstance, how many children you have or don't have, or none of that. Nothing outside of you. Don't allow nothing outside of you or deep within you to come between you and this connection, because there's so much healing not only to be done between the individuals involved, but also as lights that are going to impact the people who see this kind of love come together, this kind of divine union. And at the bottom of the deck, surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. So this is a connection where you're around somebody and you get a feeling that's so fulfilling. Y'all ain't got to touch each other or none of that. Just being in the midst of their energy triggers something within you. And it also, that same radar works for when you're around people who you don't need to invest your time and energy into because they drain you. You spend more time in your head than you do really listening to what they saying. Or you spend more time watching what they doing because you're cautious and you don't really trust them, opposed to enjoying the connection. But when you are with somebody who fulfills you in some way or ignites this passion, somebody you want to be more intimate with, and not just on a sexual level, because intimacy is not just sexual. You feel it in the wisdom of your body. Your body will tell you. And the divine will also send you signs and synchronicities and license plates and times and angel numbers and dreams and all the myriad of ways signs and synchronicities come forth to give you a message that that's your person. Songs are a big indicator. Those songs that just the lyrics just stick out to you in a way that they never before, or you hear a song that speaks to your situation, you've never heard that song before. Those types of things are leading you to divine union in this full moon in Libra cycle. This is dope as hell. I'ma pull one more card from the goddesses and sirens to see what they got to say about this full moon in Libra energy, bringing harmony, unity, balance, alignment, justice, truth. I'm fucking with it. Spirit, please clarify the message of the full moon in Libra for the collective at this time. The energy is gaining momentum. What I say? A time to give rather than take. That's reciprocity. You've been taken, now it's time to give. You've been gifted, now it's time to gift. Somebody else has put forth the effort, now it's time for you to put forth the effort. Look at all that green. And you meant to do it from the heart. Heart chakra work. I'm going to stop here. Ooh, no, I ain't. The end of a tough cycle approaches. You've been going through it. It's been tough. You probably been dating some weirdos. You probably been dating some people who have been sent to you to teach you some very important lessons to prepare you for this connection. But know that you are good enough. You are worthy. You are deserving. And once you believe that for yourself, it is going to manifest into your reality, because it is going to push you to make the moves that you are being divinely led that reflect that you think you're good enough, that you know you're good enough. You were attracting shit that was not in alignment with who you have become because you didn't think you were worthy of better. But now that you do, now that you know better, you have no choice but to do better and attract better. Look at the bigger picture. This is bigger than just two people coming together. God has a divine plan that needs to unfold, but is needing you to do your part first to get the ball rolling. I damn near don't even need to pull from the goddesses no more. Sheesh. Pele. Purpose. Baby, Pele ain't nothing but passion. That's that volcanic energy. Fiery energy. Because your purpose, whether you are clear on what that is or not, is what it is that you're connecting with in this person, and that has you feeling so passionately about this person. If it's not you, if you're a cross watcher, if it's not you that's feeling passionate about someone, there's someone feeling passionate about you, and you're in some way connected to their purpose in this lifetime. Y'all look into the energy of Pele. It's not a game. And at the bottom of the... Yo, what the fuck? I just say... I've been working with Yemaya all day. All day. The mother. That oceanic energy of the water that nurtures us and bring forth hope. You got to work through your fears and have hope that this thing is going to work out, and that God has so much more in store for you, that miracles and blessings want to unfold for you in your life, and that it involves the things that you are led to take part in and invest in, and the people that you are led to do them with. Have hope. I'm going to read the message of Yemaya, because I got to give the great mother her shine. Period. When I tell you I've been working with Yemaya all day, and here she comes showing up in the I told y'all, yo. I told y'all. I felt that energy coming through. Because a lot of people, we don't give the energy of the waters enough credit. And I keep passing it. I know I do. Gotta be like the last one. There she go. It says, don't give up. There is hope yet. A wish will be granted. A birth is imminent. Fertility is everywhere. Honey, if you ain't trying to have a baby, you better be safe, because it's a very fertile energy. Yemaya started her life as an Orisha, a river spirit in Africa. As her people traveled over the ocean to other nations in slave ships, she became, over time, a goddess of the sea. Her cult spread to Brazil, and she is still worshipped today in both of these lands as a goddess of hope and love. And if I'm not mistaken, Pele is a Brazilian goddess as well. Yemaya is often depicted as a mermaid, slipping between the waves with light woven in her hair, and she's also considered the nourishing mother aspect of all water. Yemaya is invoked in childbirth, as it is said that she created the sea and every man, woman, and sea creature. She is an extremely loving goddess who assists women. In particular, many homes that follow the Santeria faith have a statuette of Yemaya placed by the most senior woman who lives there. Yemaya is most renowned for her ability to grant wishes. Those who feel that there is no hope go to her for intervention. She specializes in impossible wishes, ones that look almost like miracles when granted. This wonderful ability spawned the ritual of Yemaya boats, a festival where thousands of people create little boats containing their wishes and hope that the goddess will assist them. Each supplicant places a lighted candle in the boat and then sets it on the water. If the boat makes it past the waves before it delves into the deep, it is said that Yemaya will grant the wish. Call upon the generous love of Yemaya when you feel hopeless or unsupported. Sometimes we all feel alone in something that we are struggling with. We believe that our family doesn't understand us and that our friends aren't seeing things from our side. And these are the times that Yemaya can help. Yemaya offers us a loving strength to help us know that there is hope and that things will change for the better. A long-held wish may be granted when all else has failed. Yo, you have got to allow Yemaya to nurture and mother you into health, into renewed health, renewed faith, hope. When I'm working with Yemaya, like today, I run me a bath. I include some Epsom salt or some organic salts of some kind. Pink Himalayan salt is also good to work with for that cleansing nature. You know, the rivers and the seas and the oceans, that's salt water. So you want to create that salt water in your home with a bath. If you are one of those people who prefer showers, draw you a bath to connect with Yemaya. Put you some salt in that bath. Any herbs that you may feel intuitively led to work with, include those herbs or flowers. And even if it's just the salt in the water, you get in there and you lay on your side in the fetal position. The safest you've ever been was when you were in your mother's womb in the fetal position. So when you take a cleansing bath and you're connecting with your Maya and the energy of the nurturing mother, you want to lie in the fetal position and let out whatever come up. If it's a scream, it's a tear, close your eyes. You may receive some visions, but let it out. If you need to switch from side to side, do that. But allow yourself that time to be nurtured by the mother's womb, the healing nature of the mother's womb. And you can take it even further and get your ass to the beach, the ocean, a river, a sea of some sort, and put your feet in that water and pray to the spirit of the water to cleanse you, to nurture you, to mother you, and to give you renewed hope and faith. So I hope this message found y'all well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. I hope that you enjoy and take advantage of this beautiful energy of the full moon in Libra. Don't forget to check out that most recent Soul Food Sundays, Speak Your Peace. These readings, to me, are really resonating and going hand in hand with one another in terms of the message that's coming forward. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and all that good stuff. If you wanted to book a personal reading, you can book on my website at turquoisemajesty.com, and also shop with me. I have a myriad of spiritual hygiene supplies. But yeah, with that being said, y'all, peace.